So I feel like everyone strives to be productive during the day, whether you're a student and you leave for school, or if you have work and you have a full-time job, or even if you go to the gym early in the morning. Everyone strives to be productive. And when you have a long day, I feel like you always tell yourself, man, I can't wait to get home, I can't wait to relax, or do whatever you want, watch TV. And that's why I agree with Lord John Orphan, where he says, home is where you hang your hat. Because when you get home, you just want to you don't want to do anything except for if you're a student and you have to do homework, but you just want to just kick it out of the house, basically. So, for example, like, if you leave, even on the weekends, like if you leave early in the morning for Saturday, you have something to do, you're just waiting to get home so you could just relax. And I don't know, maybe if you have like a dog, you go with your dog, talk to your dog. And yeah, I agree with this, with Lord John Orphan, just because, you know, when because when you're growing up as a little kid, like, you see your parents leave and you're just wondering like when they're gonna get home and everything, and you wonder why they come home and they're so like slouchy and they just want to relax, they barely want to talk to you and everything. So yeah, that's why I agree with Lord John Orphan, and thank you.
I feel like I don't want the whole time. Like, that's a lot. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll bring these out.
Well, I think you've got an idea for an attention device. I'm not sure how well it ties into the topic and the point that you're trying to make, but it did seem a little bit more relaxed when you were getting us started. I like the fact that you identify what the topic is and your point of view. I think that's good. There's not really a preview of what the structure is going to be. I'm not sure there is a structure. You just kind of have a generic idea about how people, when they get home, they relax, and that's about as far as you get to it. I always tell people that they're going to give a better speech in the car on the way home, because you're going to think about things to talk about. And right now I'm immediately thinking about, well, so what are the things that you do when you get home? Talk about one of those events. Sometimes I get home after working and I want to crash in front of the TV and zone out, and I turn on a television show that I've seen 10,000 times before, like Friends, and I can mimic the lines as we go along with them. It doesn't require any intellect on my part. It doesn't require me to think. I've already laughed at these jokes 20 times before, but you know what? Sometimes it's worth laughing at again, because it disconnects me from those things. Another one of those things that I do when I crash when I get home is nap. I'm looking for an opportunity to zone out, to close my eyes, to just relax. In fact, yesterday when I sat down, and you tell the story of that kind of thing. So you've got a good idea, but you need to develop content, and the way you develop content is to have an organization, have a plan. Come up with 2 or 3 ideas, and then go with those, and then just tell those stories. Because you're done basically very quickly. It's not a long speech. You need to have some content, so we don't get much of a chance to appreciate your delivery skills, that kind of thing. I did notice, for instance, though, that you could always tell when you're thinking, because you look up when you're thinking and then you look down when you're thinking. It's kind of like, if I look skyward, maybe God will give me the answer, and if I look at my quote, maybe it'll appear there. So that's a tendency that you have. Instead of talking to people just like you were having a conversation with them, which is what you want to do. You want to be doing that a little bit more. Your voice projects pretty well. You're pretty fluent. I could tell that you were done. You concluded at the end in a way that told us that you were done, even though there wasn't a lot of content. you'd said your piece and you sat down, and that's always a good choice to make. And you say, look, you don't want to stand there and struggle for 40 seconds trying to think of the next thing to say. Just come back to your point and say, so sometimes that's the way it is, and we know that you're done. So I thought you did a good job with that. All right, thank you.